It was a day of missed opportunities for Team India, but Australia finds themselves in a comfortable position at stumps on day one in Gabba. Hello and welcome to TV9 Digital. I'm your host Abhijit Singh and alongside me I have my friend Atishay Jain. Well, at stumps on day one, Australia finishes on 274 runs for the loss of 5 wickets, thanks to some wayward bowling in the end and also dropped catches from Team Indian fielders. Well, Atishay, it has to be said that it will be Australia who will be rather comfortable and find themselves just little bit of edge at stumps on day one. What do you reckon?
Well, absolutely, Abhijit. Australia will have a certain amount of edge going into day two, but not to mention India is not far behind in the game. Indian bowlers, the inexperienced Indian bowling lineup in the absence of Ravichandran Ashwin and Jasprit Bumrah did pretty okay on the first day of the Brisbane Test. They started the day on a solid note with Siraj removing David Warner in the very first over, then Shardul Thakur removed Marcus Harris, but then the partnership between Steve Smith and Labuschagne got the Australian innings going, but then Washington Sundar removed Steve Smith, but the major setback came when Labuschagne was batting on 37 runs and Rahane dropped a sitter at gully.
Absolutely.
And that was not it. In the same delivery, Navdeep Saini also injured himself and walked off the ground.
We discussed in Melbourne and Sydney about the lack of intent from the Australian batsmen, but in Gabba, Atishay, there was absolutely no lack of intent. Aussies ran between the wickets hard. They convert the twos into threes. In fact, they also ran four. The glue to this Australian innings was obviously the hometown boy in the form of Marnus Labuschagne, who scored his 5th Test 100 and coincidentally second in Brisbane and his first against India. He looked damn good in the last Test match where he scored 91 and 73 in Sydney, and he just continued his form. It was about the poor catching, which has just been a awful series for Indian fielders.
Well, absolutely right, Abhijit. In this series, considering the T20s, ODIs and also the Border Gavaskar Test series, Indian fielding has been exposed.
What do you reckon Indian bowlers actually need to do or restrict Australia to stay alive in this Test match?
Well, going into day two, the main objective for Indian bowlers at the start of day two's play would be to dismantle the partnership between Cameron Green and Tim Paine, and also to ensure Australia doesn't score more than 350 or 400 runs. If my memory serves me right, Abhijit, at Brisbane, if Australia scores more than 350 runs in the first innings, they never lose a Test match.
Yes.
So that is one record which India would like to ignore, and they would like to finish up, ramp up the Australia's innings as soon as possible.
There is no Ravi Ashwin, there is no Jasprit Bumrah at either end, so the pressure is just off. So who do you reckon will be Team India's saviour in the second day?
Well, Abhijit, it has to be whatever India has left with. Shardul Thakur has looked good, Mohammad Siraj has looked good, T Natarajan also looked good in patches.
Yes.
He took 2 important wickets of Matthew Wade and Marnus Labuschagne. The onus will be on the experienced Indian batting lineup to score big runs on day 2 or whenever they get a chance to bat.
Whenever they get a chance to bat, but before that, the Indian bowlers need to take 5 more wickets and to wrap up that Australian innings at the earliest, because once Australia goes past 400, then India will be doing the chasing in Brisbane. If you have any suggestions for Team India for the work which we have provided to you, do send in your comments and feedback in the section given below. And in the meantime, do not forget to subscribe to TV9 Digital across all social media platforms.